Anna always dreamed big. Since she was a child, she saw the world as a grand stage where one day she believed she would also be a protagonist, not out of pride, but because she felt she was born for something great. She watched her classmates give up easily, but she kept going. She refused to live an ordinary life, she told herself. She wanted to travel the world, start a business, help the poor, write books, find true love, and be a reference of faith, all at once. But now, at 33 years old, everything felt far away, almost impossible. Anna prayed. Oh, how she prayed. At first, her prayers were full of hope, sweet words, and tightly shut eyes, as if intensity guaranteed that God would hear her. Lord, I know I was created for something greater. Show me the way. Open the doors. Change my life, please. For years, those words were repeated, but nothing changed. The jobs were always temporary or poorly paid, the relationships frustrating and toxic. Friendships came and went. Her bank account was always in the red. Her dreams, aging with her, gathering dust in the pages of old notebooks. She fasted, attended church services, read Bible verses, watched sermons on YouTube. And still, everything remained the same. Every year, Anna thought it would be the turning point. But the cycles repeated with cruel precision. She promised herself she would change, but something always dragged her back to the same habits. Procrastination, self-pity, comparisons, poor decisions, silent disobedience. Rock bottom came on a cold Sunday morning. Anna was sitting on her kitchen floor, surrounded by overdue bills and hot tears streaming down her face. God, she whispered, why don't you hear me? Why does my life never change? Why does it always feel like I'm forgotten? And then she fell asleep right there, exhausted from fighting her own life. That night, Anna dreamed. She was in a huge room with tall windows and curtains dancing in the wind. The atmosphere was bright, but there was no sun. It was a soft, comforting light. In front of her stood a tall man, with eyes as deep as the sea, dressed in white. He didn't say his name, but Anna knew who he was. He looked into her eyes and said, "Do you want to know why your life doesn't change?" Anna tried to answer, but no words came out. She just nodded, swallowing the sob stuck in her throat. "I heard you every time, every tear, every request. I saw it. But you don't listen to me, and you don't obey. You ask for change, but you don't change anything. You want a new life, but won't let go of the old one. You want answers, but reject the instructions." He reached out his hand, and a large book floated between them. It was the Bible. "Here is everything you need. But you read and don't practice. You pray but don't walk. You expect miracles but live ignoring the principles. You say you believe, but you doubt in action. You repeat cycles because you repeat behaviors. And if you keep living like this, you'll relive the same years until the end of your life." Anna fell to her knees, her heart heavy. "But I try," she murmured. "Trying without obedience is just another way to run away. You want me to do everything, while you refuse to do your part. I gave you ability, I gave you wisdom, I gave you opportunities, but you bury your talents out of fear of failure. You expect doors to open on their own, but won't even get up to knock. So, what should I do?" The man approached and said with tenderness, "Change. Truly, obey, act, be faithful in the little things. Read my word and practice it. When you change, your life will change. The problem is not that I don't answer you. It's that you don't listen. But there's still time. The choice is yours." Anna woke up with her heart racing, sweating cold. It was the middle of the night. She got up slowly, grabbed her Bible that had been closed for months, and cried like she hadn't in a long time. In the days that followed, something changed. It wasn't magical. There were no lights from heaven or angels singing, but there was peace. Anna started small. First, she woke up early, even when she didn't feel like it. She read the Bible with pen and paper, writing down what she needed to apply. Not just read, apply. She began tracking her expenses, cutting out what was unnecessary. She paid debts little by little, created a routine, even without a steady job. She started treating her days as a gift, not a punishment. When she prayed, she no longer asked for everything to change overnight. She asked for wisdom to change what she could. She asked for strength to face what needed to be faced. She distanced herself from people who dragged her down, not with anger but with awareness. She stopped complaining. She started giving thanks even for the small things. A month later, she was called for a job interview. It wasn't her dream job, but it was honest, and she embraced it with dedication. She learned. She stood out. At home, she began using weekends to plan a small flower and gift basket project, something she had always wanted to do, but kept telling herself it's not time yet. The money was still tight. The routine tiring. But Anna finally felt like she was on the right path. One day, during a church meeting, the pastor said a sentence that made her cry, "God doesn't bless fantasy. He blesses what you do with what he has already given you." At that moment, Anna understood that the change she had been waiting for from God, he had already placed inside her. She just needed to act. 2 years have passed since that dream. Today, Anna is not a millionaire, but she has her flower and gift basket business, which grows slowly but with purpose. She built a solid foundation. She knows where she stands. She bought her first car through hard work. She managed to rent a small workspace. She has loyal clients. She's emotionally more stable. And most importantly, she has a living faith. Not a faith that only asks, but a faith that acts. One day, talking to a friend, she heard the question she had asked herself so many times. "Anna, why doesn't God answer me? Why doesn't my life change?" She smiled, held her friend's hand, and answered with tears in her eyes. Because sometimes we're waiting for God to do everything while He's already given us everything we need to change. Heaven only moves when we walk. You might also be living in repetitive cycles, asking God for answers while ignoring the principles He has already made clear. Life doesn't change because the attitude doesn't change. Heaven moves with faith, but faith that obeys, acts, and turns theory into practice. It's not that God doesn't answer you. Maybe you're just not ready to listen and to change. And if this message spoke to you, write in the comments, "Mind transformed successfully." See you in the next video, dear ones.